Here's something people don't know. I wear a headlamp when I read books in my bed at night, and I look like a weird miner. What inspired me to get into the wine business was that it's true to the way I live my life, especially with the girlfriends. The fact that it was what we did sitting around a table on a Sunday afternoon, enjoying a bottle of wine and just each other's company and conversation. It's very associated to me with what wine does, which I do think it brings people together. My partner Chris Cotto and I, in making the wines, picked Pinot Grigio and Rosé because it is varietals that are very true to the wines that I've drank with my girlfriends throughout my life and what I've really enjoyed since falling in love with wine after the age of 21. And we also made a Pinot Noir that was very inspired by Pinot Neros and Beaujolais and spicy notes of certain Malbecs or Argentinian or Spanish wines. I just ate a cricket a couple days ago. Never thought I'd do that, but it was fried in this amazing Mexican salt, and it was in a Bloody Mary. It wasn't bad. I would say that I'm very proud of the fact that it balances such great citruses like blood orange and grapefruit with a wonderful aspect of fruits, melons, apricots, that doesn't finish sweet, that has this beautiful light and dry aspect that makes you want to keep drinking it. We made our first vintage of the Rosé as 2015, and now we are presenting our second vintage of 2016, and I'm just as proud, if not more, than I am of our foray into Rosé, which I, as a Rosé lover and connoisseur and absolute passionate customer of, am ever so proud of. A wine that I would really love to continue my education on is Chardonnay, because I find it so important and fascinating. I would be curious to conquer as a winemaker to make a Chardonnay for people who are less drawn to an oakiness. I loved going to the south of France and drinking, obviously, rosés from nearby areas. I loved going to Saint-Emilion, which is definitely that region of wine I really, really am drawn to. I'm dying to go to like Argentina and be like, going like, get out of my way, to like a flock of sheep in the road, and being in an old car. I like see myself in like a Citroen car. That's my fantasy. I really love traveling the West Coast for wines, obviously. I mean, there's so much to explore and education there. I loved being in Italy, in the Veneto, where some of the finest Pinot Grigio grapes are grown. That to me was such an incredible education as a Pinot Grigio maker and lover. A trend I've seen in the wine industry that I would love to personally help dispel is Merlot. And that film Sideways like killed the industry and made it seem like something that isn't desirable, but I happen to actually really like a lot of Merlots. If I was able to interview or have dinner with any living person or deceased person, no question, without a doubt, it would be my grandfather, John Barrymore, who I named the wine after, and the B on the label of our wine is his crest. You know, we make Pinot Grigio and Rosé. It just seems like light fishes, pastas, obvious, obvious, obvious. I really love pairing our Pinot Grigio and Rosé with really kick-ass spicy foods. I find them really cooling. I love the bold flavors. I feel like our wines really hold up to them and they don't get lost in translation. So for me, it's go bold or go home. My favorite snacks are usually like a guacamole and chips or anything with honey. Greek yogurt, honey, and Triscuits. honey, brie, and apples, blue cheese and honey. Now that pairs well with wine.